Welcome to Safe Again, a mind, body, soul reset for the trauma-tired. Module 4, Compartmentalize the Chaos. Hi, beautiful soul, and thank you for showing up today. I'm Julie, and I'll be guiding you through the next chapter of your healing. We'll begin right on time, and if any questions arise, feel free to hold on to them, and I'll gently circle back at the end. This space is here for you. Keep your camera on or off, sip some tea, stretch out, light a candle, whatever helps your body feel safe. There's no pressure here, just take what you need as you are. As a wise man once said, within you there's a stillness and a sanctuary to which you can retreat any time and be yourself. When anxiety takes hold, it's like being yanked into a wild roller coaster ride with no brakes. One moment you're solid, like a rock, heavy, unmovable, every muscle bracing for something you can't see. The next, everything spins. Feels like the ground has vanished beneath you. The world flips upside down. Your heart races. You're caught in a whirlwind of uncertainty. All control slipping further away. It's like being trapped between two worlds where you're never sure which one's coming next. But today we'll begin to soften that story. We're learning to witness our protective responses with compassion so they no longer shape our future in silence. Let's begin with presence, breath, and grace. Module 4, Compartmentalize the Chaos. I remember when my divorce was finally official. I mean, really over. Not just the separation, not the sleeping in separate rooms or living apart or pretending everything was fine at dinners. I'm talking the paperwork signed, name back in the system, done and dusted, kinda over. There wasn't a dramatic moment. It was a slow dissolve, two people quietly drifting out of orbit. We were kind, we were friendly, and we were done. And still it hit me in strange ways. I was ready to kiss someone new. That was the easy part. But actually be with someone, trust someone, let someone see all the messy, still healing parts of me, that was another thing entirely. And to make things even more deliciously human, I had fallen in love again with someone who I had just met, who became my on-again, off-again boyfriend, the one who knew my laugh, my patterns, my edges. But suddenly, love felt foreign. I had all these alien thoughts swirling around my mind. You'll just mess up again. You're too chubby right now. He'll get bored of you when it gets real. Some of these thoughts were true, and some were total rubbish, but they all felt really loud. Meanwhile, friends gave practical and strangely sweet advice. Why don't you try buying a pot plant? If you can keep that alive, maybe you're ready for something more. Or why don't you get a dog together? If you survive that, maybe you're ready to buy a house together. And you know what? There was wisdom in that, because what I was really learning was how to stay. Stay through the tight chest and racing thoughts. Stay through the silence that felt too loud. Stay through the urge to bolt, to ghost, to delete the whole thing and start fresh. Because after divorce, after disappointment, after everything you've built quietly collapsing, it's not about rushing into a fairy tale. It's about surviving the emotional landmines of loving again. Anxiety makes you future trip. What if they leave? What if I get hurt again? What if it's just like before? You can scan for danger, even in a soft glaze or a late reply. You crave certainty, clarity, reassurance. You want to know where it's going and when it's safe. Your brain tells you stock up, be ready just in case. Even in love, you hoard emotional safety like canned goods in a bunker. You replay worst-case scenarios on a loop. He's quiet today. The last time this happened, I got dumped. I feel sick. The last time I felt this, someone died. Your body becomes the barometer for every imagined storm. You tell yourself stories. I've always been like this. I'm too much. I'll never be normal. But what if none of that is true? What if those thoughts are just echoes from old rooms you don't live in anymore? What if this time you don't have to be perfect, just present, not without fear, but with enough courage to stay, not forever, just for now. and then the next now, and the next. That's how we grow into something real, one breath at a time. Why am I even talking to you about this? Because I see how hard you've been trying to hold it all together, to smile when you're crumbling inside, to carry the weight of the world, even when no one else sees it. You're not weak, you're just tired of your heart pounding at nothing, tired of being hyper aware of every tone, every silence, tired of flinching at the unknown. This module is here to remind you, you don't have to live this way forever. Because your body deserves peace. Anxiety keeps your body on high alert, tight shoulders, shallow breath, the constant hum of tension. But your body isn't meant to stay braced like this. In this space, we're learning how to soften one breath at a time. You get to feel safe again because stress has been in control too long. When anxiety runs the show, everything feels urgent, sleep is shallow, thoughts are loud, stillness feels impossible. This is your chance to pause, recenter, and gently organize the mental clutter. You get to choose what deserves your energy and what doesn't. Because you're ready for calm. You're here because part of you is done with the chaos. Compartmentalizing doesn't mean ignoring your feelings. It means knowing what to hold now and what can wait. It's how we make space for peace without letting anxiety take over. You're just learning a new way to breathe through it. Let's begin. What does well-being really mean? I remember sitting in a workshop on major depressive disorder. The presenter, Michael Yapko, he's world renowned for his work in treating people with chronic major depressive disorder. Back when he had his own private practice in San Diego, the United States, he described how serious it was. In the United States, depression can have very real, dangerous consequences. This wasn't just sadness, these were life or death situations, and he saw it daily. One of the most powerful things he shared was a simple homework task he used to give his clients. Describe in detail how to take a shower. At first it sounded almost ridiculous, but when the responses came back, just get in and lather up, or turn on the taps, they revealed something deeper. People forgot to mention taking off their clothes or checking the temperature of the water or drying off afterwards. Their thoughts were so global, so foggy, that they couldn't sequence simple steps. That's what depression and anxiety can do. You stop seeing the parts. Everything becomes one big mess. From that tangled place, it's easy to spiral. Life sucks. Everything sucks. I suck. But here's the reframe. Well-being isn't about perfection. It's about clarity. It's about gently untangling the chaos and getting specific. It's learning to separate your thoughts, your feelings, your choices, so they don't all collapse into one big, what's the point? Imagine when you're thinking about the future, you're actively shaping it. Mental clarity. When do you want to feel most focused? How can you support that? Emotional steadiness. What brings you even a small sense of calm and joy? Physical ease. What does vitality mean for you right now? Not someday. Resilience. How do you want to move through setbacks? And with what mindset? Satisfaction. What makes life feel meaningful to you? Not others. Choosing your path starts with tuning in. Just ask yourself, does this advice feel true to me? Is this advice grounded in what I value? Will this nourish me long term? Your future starts today. You just need to keep showing up for yourself. What kind of life are you gently growing towards? About me, I'm Julie, a certified clinical hypnotherapist, a master practitioner of neuro-linguistic programming, and a life coach. I specialize in working with the mind and subconscious mind to help you unlock your true potential. The subconscious mind. Let's take a moment to honor the quiet intelligence of your subconscious mind, even now without you needing to do anything. Your breath flows in and out, your heart beats steady, and your body moves in harmony with life itself. It's a reminder that so much within you is already working beautifully and effortlessly. Now imagine placing your focus on something simple and nourishing like lighting a candle at dusk, watching the leaves move in the wind, or arranging a peaceful corner in your home with something that brings you joy. These small acts can carry quiet magic. The more we return to them, the more they shape the energy of our days, guiding us back to presence and calm. Think about this. If we hold a thought long enough, whether it's peaceful or anxious, our mind begins to respond. When anxiety takes hold, it often sends our thoughts racing into the future, imagining everything that could go wrong. It paints vivid pictures of what might happen, even if there's no evidence it will. The body listens, releasing stress chemicals to match those feared thoughts. But the beautiful truth is that the same system works in the other direction too. When you start to imagine peace, softness, safety, your brain sends calming signals throughout your whole body. The pituitary gland and hypothalamus respond, creating peptides that support your sense of well-being. These flow through you, anchoring the feelings you're cultivating. This is the beginning of a shift from imagining chaos to creating calm, from future fear to present trust. Recognizing when you're caught in anxious loops is a powerful step, and maybe you've already noticed yourself catching those thoughts lately, pausing, choosing something softer. That's something to be proud of. That's healing. So take a moment as a reminder. You don't need to fix it all at once. Gently break things down into sacred steps, one breath, one choice, one soothing thought. Keep returning to the present. That's where your power is. That's where peace begins. How to keep caring without collapse. Take a moment, find your breath. Let's come into the body together. This talk is for you, the one who feels everything a little too deeply, who lies awake wondering if it's all too much, who wants to help, to fix, to do something, but feels the world is too heavy to carry. You care, you feel. This is not a weakness, it's your compass. And if you're here still showing up, still listening, that's resilience, that's your power. So let's shift the lens. You don't need to solve everything, you just need structure. A way to care without collapsing, a way to act without burning, a way to hold the world without holding it all at once. Think of it like a beautiful dresser with many drawers. Each one is a container. Each one is a space where something can live, but not everything has to be open at the same time. Let's explore these drawers. Let's move through them slowly together. Drawer 1, information. This drawer is for learning. Just for today, your job isn't to read everything or fix everything. It's just to take in what feels manageable. Tiny steps might be read one article, not an entire rabbit hole. Watch 10 minutes of a documentary. Save one quote that lights something in you. Whisper to yourself, this is interesting and I'll come back when I can. Now take a deep breath and gently close the drawer. You don't need to fix it today. You're allowed to pause. Drawer 2, emotional processing. This drawer is for feeling without drowning in it. Tiny steps might be take 3 deep breaths with your hands on your chest. Write 2 sentences. What's weighing on me right now? Say to yourself, it makes sense that I feel this way. Let your body cry, sigh, or melt for a moment. This is how emotions move. This is how we release. Now take a deep breath and gently close the drawer. Emotions processed are emotions that no longer scream for attention. Drawer 3, expression. This drawer is for saying what matters to you, not to fix it, not to get it perfect, just to be heard. Tiny steps might be write a one-line email to someone who inspires you. A quiet Instagram story. This matters to me. Text a friend. Have you heard about this? Or maybe a private interest board that holds your hopes. You don't have to broadcast everything. Just speak one truth, then breathe. Gently close the drawer. You've been heard. That's enough for now. Drawer 4, micro action. This drawer is where doing lives. It's still soft, still small, still manageable. Tiny steps. Donate $2, not $50. Sign one petition, not all of them. Pick up 3 pieces of litter, not every piece of rubbish in the park or on the beach. Set a 10-minute timer. What small act of kindness feels right today? This is how change happens. Tiny, repeated movements. Then breathe. Gently close the drawer. You've done something, and that is sacred. You are not a to-do list. You are not a crisis manager. You are not here to carry everything. You are a vessel for change, not because you're perfect, but because you're willing. And if you've made it this far, you've already started healing. You've probably caught yourself spiraling and thought, wait, maybe not today. You've created space for something else, something lighter. That's how we rebuild the world. Not with burnout, not with shame, but with tiny, beautiful steps, one drawer at a time. So breathe. You're doing enough, and I'm impressed by your work. Recognizing the pattern of anxiety. Anxiety can feel like a constant weight affecting how we see the world around us and how we respond to it. Many people experience a range of patterns in their thinking when anxiety takes hold. These patterns can make everything seem overwhelming, as if there's no way out. The good news is that simply recognizing these patterns is a huge step towards regaining control. By understanding how these thoughts show up, you're starting to break the cycle and move towards healthier ways of thinking. Future orientation. I can't stop thinking something bad will happen. What if I'm not safe? What if the worst comes true? Intolerance for ambiguity. I don't know when or where something might go wrong. It makes me so anxious. I need to feel like everything's secure, like more rules or protections could make things better. External locus of control. It feels like there's nothing I can do about it, like everything's out of my hands, controlled by politicians, laws or crime rates. Emotional rumination. I keep replaying the worst case scenarios in my head and it feels like my body is in constant tension. It's like I can't escape it. Global communication style. Everything feels wrong right now, like the world's falling apart. I don't know what to do about it. Lack of compartmentalization. I feel like I need to prepare for the worst, like I should buy a year's worth of food just in case something happens, even if I don't know what that something is. Self-referencing. When I feel this way, it reminds me of that time when something bad happened, and now I just feel like something's wrong again. Stable attribution. I've always felt like this, like there's something wrong with me. I don't think I'll ever be normal. You've already done incredible work by recognizing these anxiety-driven patterns. This self-awareness is powerful. Just by identifying these thoughts, you've started the process of shifting them, and chances are you've already been catching yourself when these patterns arise. That's no small feat. Remember, change takes time, but every time you notice and challenge these thoughts, you're building a stronger, more grounded version of yourself. Keep going. You're on a path of progress and you deserve to celebrate every step forward. Congratulations. Contain and restore. Before we wrap up, I'd love to invite you on a short guided hypnosis session. You don't need to close your eyes unless it feels right. Just allow yourself to tune out the outside world for a moment and gently turn inward. If you're not quite ready or it's not your thing, that's completely okay too. Just listening with an open heart can still be powerful. This track is called Contain and Restore. It's designed to softly remind your nervous system that it's okay to relax. You are safe now. Healing is already happening. The future holds light. So if you're in, let's begin. I knew someone once who loved the feeling of being on the open road, the windows down, the fresh air sweeping in, bringing in a sense of freedom and endless possibilities. You can settle into this moment as if you're easing into the driver's seat of your life. How you settle in, not whether you can. You can take a deep breath in and let it go. Perfect. And you can allow yourself to take another deep breath. You can experience your tension releasing, like a hand gently letting go of the brake pedal. You cannot not hold on to that tension any longer. Could it be your lack of motivation is like a battery quietly waiting to recharge, inviting you to find effortless energy again? Your nervous system sparks every journey, and sometimes it just needs a little moment to rest and reset. Notice how your breath flows effortlessly, filling your lungs like fuel entering a tank. You can experience this shift in energy as you exhale. Do you ever think whether the heaviness you feel is like an overworked engine? Your heart and your muscles are always ready to provide energy, even when the fuel feels low. And as you relax further, can you test out the controls of this vehicle, adjusting the steering, tapping the accelerator? You can allow yourself to experiment without pressure, just curiosity. What if that frustration is like a GPS recalculating, guiding you to pause and reconsider, explore a new route? You'll discover that your goals and purpose are always within reach, even when the route takes unexpected turns. Notice how time feels different here. Movement stretching like the open road, space expanding like a horizon. Later, when you find yourself in a situation where you feel uncertain or passive, you can move forward with ease. Could it be your passivity is like a car idling at a red light, waiting for the perfect moment to move forward? You can feel your motivation like the accelerator pedal always there, ready for the green light. And as you continue to breathe deeply, imagine the fog lifting from your headlights. The road ahead becomes clear. You can see the opportunities, the choices, the possibilities that were once hidden. Every part of your vehicle, your body, your mind has a role, a voice, and a need. These signals aren't obstacles, they're gentle messengers guiding you to recalibrate, refuel, and realign. With each breath, you're bringing yourself back to a state of balance, allowing your inner vehicle to flow effortlessly towards the path that's right for you. Imagine just for a moment that your anxiety isn't something you have to carry around anymore. Instead, picture it floating right out of your body like a heavy cloud that drifts away and then decides to move into a shared house. At first, you don't think much of it. The anxiety seems harmless enough, maybe like a temporary visitor, but over time it becomes more and more apparent. This visitor has settled in a little too comfortably. You step back and observe, as though you're not the one living with it. It starts to feel more like a roommate who's overstayed their welcome. At first, it's just a few little things. Maybe they're occupying more space than they should, leaving their messes around, not cleaning up after themselves. They seem to get comfortable in the shared house. No matter how many times you try and make suggestions, it doesn't change. It's frustrating, isn't it? You tried to change their behavior. You tried talking to them, adjusting your own actions to fit around them. You tried everything, cleaning up after them, making compromises, even giving them more space. The others in the house noticed it too. They tried different things, offering advice, suggesting different ways of handling the anxiety, changing their own behavior to make things more comfortable for the anxiety. But no matter what anyone else did, it doesn't seem to help. The anxiety continues to take up space, consume energy, and drain the life out of the house. Eventually, it becomes clear this isn't about changing the anxiety, it's about you. This is the key realization. The problem isn't the anxiety won't change, it's you've outgrown it. It's no longer about trying to fix or change the roommate. It's about seeing you no longer need to share the same space. You don't need to keep trying to change something that's beyond your control. You've done everything you can. The real change comes when you step back and realize you have grown. The space in the house isn't serving you anymore. It's time to move on. And as you continue to observe the situation, you begin to realize that time and space are more flexible than you thought. You don't need to rush into anything. Moving out doesn't need to be immediate. There's no hurry. As you relax into this observation, you start to notice that the house feels a little bigger, a little less suffocating. The tension in the air starts to loosen, and without really trying, you start to reclaim your personal space, making it feel lighter, more free. Now, picture this: you're not the one who needs to change. You don't need to force the anxiety out of the house. The more you observe, the more you realize that this anxiety is like an outdated tenant who doesn't fit into your life anymore. It's not your job to change them. They've been there, they've played their part, but now it's time for them to leave. And without realizing it, you start to see them as less of part of you and more as something that's been lingering in your environment. You don't need to take any major action. You don't have to make any grand gestures to fix the situation. It isn't necessary to push or force anything. All you need to do is to let go, and without effort, the decision to move out begins to form. The more you relax, the more space around you feels like it's your own again. You don't need to try, you can simply allow this change to unfold naturally. You may notice your involvement in this process begins to fluctuate. Some moments you feel completely detached from the anxiety, like an observer watching the house from the outside. Other moments you may feel more connected. That's okay. There's no pressure to be consistent in how you feel. You don't need to be fully involved in the process all the time. Allow yourself the freedom to step back when you need to. Lean in when it feels right. Without even trying, you begin to move out. The more you step back, the more the anxiety begins to shift. You don't need to argue with it or force it to leave. It simply begins to fade as you reclaim your space. You may not even notice it at first, but with every small action, every step you take back allows the situation to evolve on its own. The anxiety is no longer in control. The house is yours again. So here's what happens. You don't need to fix the anxiety. You didn't need to confront it or try and change it. The real change happens when you decide you no longer need to share your space with it. You simply walk away, step away, allowing your personal space to expand, and over time, you find the anxiety has moved out on its own. You're free to live in a space that feels yours again. And as you let go, you'll notice that your life starts to feel lighter. The anxiety doesn't have a hold on you anymore. It simply moved out. You didn't need to battle with it. You didn't need to change it. You just outgrew it. And as you settle into your new space, you realize you've been ready for this change all along. The house is yours again. There's room for new things to come in. Your journey forward is wide open, and now, without the weight of anxiety, you can embrace the freedom and possibilities that await you. As you step away from the house, you might start to notice something, a soft, subtle shift. It's almost like you're finally coming home. Not to any house or place, but instead you're returning to the truest version of yourself, the one that's been waiting patiently for you to arrive. And perhaps it feels like there's a lightness in your body now, a playful energy beginning to rise from within, almost as if it was always there, just waiting for you to notice it. Can you feel it? That gentle smile that might appear across your face, not because anything specific has happened, just because it feels right. Like you've found something important inside yourself. Maybe it's a quiet laugh from deep inside you. It simply happens, and you might even find that as you relax into this feeling, you can't help but feel a little lighter, a little bit freer, as if your body suddenly remembered the joy of just being you again. This feeling, this internal joy, is unlike anything external. It's not a place. It's a sensation you can feel in your very core. Maybe you sense it in the way your thoughts feel clearer, the way your breath seems to deepen, as if you have a space to truly breathe again. Could it be that this is what it feels like to truly be at home? It's the feeling of being inside the most nourishing space you could ever imagine, your own self. It's not about a house, it's about the way your heart beats with a quiet sense of peace and confidence, how your body feels rooted and at ease. It's the way your inner voice feels calm and reassuring and open to whatever comes next. And could this be the healthiest home you've ever known? This internal space feels so different, doesn't it? It's like your truest, most resilient self, the one that's already come through so much. This home feels so much more vibrant, more grounded, more you than any house could ever feel. In this space, you don't just exist, you thrive. There's no rush here, no pressure to be anyone else. You can take your time. You've already come so far, haven't you? And as you settle into this space, you may realize just how strong you truly are. It's about allowing yourself to simply be. It's all part of returning to yourself. It's almost like the logic of it all has shifted. The reality of past struggles, the heaviness, the weight is fading away, isn't it? It doesn't even seem as important anymore. Instead, there's this quiet knowing deep inside, like a calm reassurance that you're exactly where you need to be. You don't need to question it. Things don't need to make perfect sense right now. It's simply about being without needing to do anything else. Can you feel that? How things are unfolding naturally without any effort? And as you breathe in, you may begin to notice time shifting, stretching almost. No need to rush because this moment is enough. Could it be you don't have to push for anything for this to happen? Time feels more flexible now, doesn't it? It flows with you in a way that allows you to just relax, to be without needing anything more. Is it possible the future no longer holds the same weight? It's there, but yet it's more like a series of symbols, reminders of your growth, your resilience, your strength, and maybe, just maybe, those future projections were stepping stones that helped shape you into this version of yourself now. There are no longer barriers, instead they're part of your story, reminders of how far you've come. They don't have the power to define you anymore. Does it feel like they're just in the background now? And you might begin to notice that time itself feels different. It doesn't feel like it's running out. You don't need to rush through it. Time seems more like it's stretching, flowing along with you, giving you space to simply be. It's as if you've unlocked a new kind of rhythm, one that's gentle and calm, where you can relax into each moment, not needing to change. Could it be that you have more time than you thought? That you don't have to hurry, only exist in the beauty of this moment. And without trying, you may find that the old heaviness begins to fade. Could it be the old patterns, the thinking, the doubts? They don't seem as important anymore. They've simply drifted away like things that have overstayed their welcome. Without effort, they just aren't there as much anymore. And what if in letting go, you're already allowing yourself to become fully you? Could it be you've simply outgrown those old ways of being naturally? And as you breathe in, you might find yourself feeling more present in this home, this version of yourself than ever before. With each breath, you realize this is your true space, the one that feels light, playful, full of possibility. This is where your resilience, your joy, your strength have been all along, waiting for you to return, to remember. And now as you settle in, you are already here in your truest, most powerful self. And as you settle in, it's like you're sitting in the driver's seat of your own life again. The engine's purring smoothly. No more sputtering or hesitation. Your steering wheel, steady in your hands, guides you with ease. You're no longer feeling like you're stuck in neutral or idling in a space that doesn't fit you. You're on the open road, cruising towards the future with a renewed sense of purpose. Your GPS, your truest self leading the way. No need to force anything. You've got the key. The journey is yours to enjoy. Every part of you, your mind, your body, your heart, is in your alignment now. And this vehicle is perfectly tuned, stronger, more resilient than ever. You're no longer just driving through life, you're thriving in it. Every turn, every choice, every road ahead is yours to explore, and in this space, you've never felt more at home. Welcome back. Thank you for being so present with yourself today and allowing yourself to open up. As you may have noticed, the hypnosis session has gently guided you into a place of deep calm and healing within. With that shift already taking root, we now close Module 4, Compartmentalize the Chaos. I'm truly excited to continue this journey alongside you. In the coming days, we'll explore 5 transformative modules that are designed to deepen your healing and empower your inner strength. Module 1, Why Anxiety Feels So Real. Module 2, Spot the Patterns, Reclaim Your Power. Module 3, Reset Your Body's Alarm System. Module 4, Compartmentalize the Chaos. Module 5, Rebuild Inner Safety and Confidence. Each module builds on the progress we've made together today, and as you continue through this process, it's okay if you still feel the subtle echoes of the hypnotic state. Know that these sessions will support you, guiding you through deeper layers of healing, helping you understand, release, and ultimately transform the challenges you face. You are not alone in this. Thank you for taking this brave step, owning your journey by compartmentalizing your experiences. You've shown incredible strength and wisdom. You are now fully in control of your path. I'm honored to witness your transformation. I look forward to supporting you as you continue to grow, heal, and empower yourself on this beautiful journey. This is your time, and I'm so impressed by the incredible progress you're making.